Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Poetic People Fighting Racism, double PFR. I'm your host, Anthony Cordova, Tony C., the man about love. I'm also the host of The Soul Reader and co-host of I'm right here on Fireside. Now, here at Double PFR, we discuss racism and the caste system in the United States of America through poetry, through art, through music, using the voices of our souls, using the strength of our ancestors to heal the fractured country we live in and die in. Here at Double PFR, all souls are welcome. All people are welcome. Welcome to discuss the racism we live in. Come on in, we'll put our arms around you, providing a safe place for you. A place where you really will feel safe. This is all about love, where you're surrounded by hope, where you're surrounded by compassion, where you're surrounded by empathy, forgiveness, and love. Surrounded by a lot of love. I'm all about love. So I'd love for you to come in with me and stay with me, Vicky, to check out this show so we can talk about some things. So again, welcome to Double PFR with a lot of love, with so much love. All right, that is the intro. So Vicky, I don't think you've been here before. I don't remember seeing you, but even though this show talks about racism and the caste system and all of these things that we have in this country that are not so good for so many of us, I still want to discuss these things with a open heart. Definitely with an open heart. But the poem I'm doing tonight, and I'm specifically talking to you, Vicky, is called Hard to Love. Now, this poem is a hard poem to listen to, so just be warned. But before I get into that, first I want to talk about an event we have coming up right here on Poetic People Fighting Racism on June 24th. Let's see if the camera will pick this up. Woo, yeah, there it is. So it's Poetic People Fighting Racism, but it's going to be a poetry slam on June 24th at 9 p.m. Now, it's not too late to enter. Entry is free. So if you have a poem you want to write for Juneteenth, even though we're doing the show on the 24th, and you want to perform it, so you have to read it on camera, on video. You have to be on video. But here's the thing. There's a prize. First place is $100. Second place is $50. Third place is $25. Now, it's not too late to enter. It's not too late. You can still enter. So contact the Really Charlie podcast at gmail.com. At gmail.com. My producer told me to move this over. I can't see where I'm holding it. And even more. Ooh, look at that. Okay. But contact the Really Charlie podcast at gmail.com. And you can enter right there. And the only information, and remember, there's no fee. And anyone else that is watching this in replay, there is no fee, and you could win $100 if you place first. Which is, I think it's pretty cool because I've never won $100 in a contest before. So, but I'm not participating in the contest. I will be the MC of it. So that's how that's going to go. Also, I want to thank Fireside. I usually do. I want to thank Fireside because they have created this great platform for people like me and other creators to do what they do, to bring some original content that you just cannot catch on regular television. However, soon you will be able to catch this show on your smart TV. So that's going to be like great. So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Let me see. What else? Producer, is there anything else I need to talk about before I get into the poem? I'm going to move the show pretty quickly today.
Your contact info and the info you just gave,
Uh,
both are in the fortune cookie scrolling across the screen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for remembering that and bringing that up. So the fortune cookie is the all those little words scrolling across, and then there's a little thing looks like a fortune cookie. You click on that, and all the information that I just gave you is there. So use it. And if you're a poet, enter the contest. It's not too late. Actually, cutoff is the 19th of this month. So get that entry in by the 19th, and we will all be good. Now, this show is, even though we're talking about racism, it's all about love. I want us to learn to love each other. Now, if we don't talk to each other, we don't learn from each other. We don't learn who each other are. So that's what I want to promote on this show. Okay. So I truly am all about love, togetherness, oneness, all of us as one with love. This is, what I believe. But the poem I'm going to do tonight in a little bit is called Hard to Love. And this poem's a little rough. And I am going to go through this poem after I do it through a couple of lines to explain what I was actually doing within this poem. Also, I have a reference, and if you're new to this show, I have a reference of the blue and white eyes. The blue and white eyes. Now, I call the people that we would consider racist people in this country the blue and white eyes, but it's not because they have blue and white eyes. It's because they see with white eyes and they believe they have blue blood running through their veins. So it's some of the people with white skin that believe their blood is blue running through their veins, better and supreme than anyone with color in their skin. So just because of their color of their skin and they have European blood, they believe they're better than anyone else that has any color in them or anything else. They just immediately believe they're better than someone else. And I don't think people should believe that they're better than someone else because of the color of their skin. It's kind of insane to me. So I'm going to get into the poem unless there's no other stuff I need to discuss. And I don't think there is. Great. All right. Here we go. Do you see? Do you see the ones we find it hard to love, so hard to love? The ones that don't deserve our love. They really don't deserve our love. They can't receive our open arms of loving, living love. Do you see? Without our open arms, living of love, without our open arms, I'm getting tongue-tied. Without our loving, living love, do you see? Without love, do you see? We want to hate them. Do you see why we believe we should hate them? Do you see? Have you seen them? And what they've done to us? Do you see what they do to us? To all our people, to all your people, to all people of all colors, to all minority lives in this country of lies, to all people they see as less than. We're just living and dying from them. Systemic racism and the American caste system. See? We do want to hate them and believe we should hate them, always giving us a good reason and more good reasons and more good reasons to hate them. Really, we should hate them. Really, we really should hate them. Just need to hate them just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, and just a little bit more. Really, we should hate them for what they've done to us, for what they've done to us, for what they've done to our strength, to our peace, to our power, to our love, to really love. Really, we should hate them. for what they've done to us, for what they've done to the love we have within us every hour, every year, tearing us down, our natural ability to love, to freely love. See the blue and white eyes destroying our lives, destroying our loves, destroying who we are with the hate they have for us. See, they hate us because we remind them of what they've done to us and what they do to us. Really, really, they really hate us. So hard to love. So hard to love. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Thanks for sticking around, Vicky. I got a little tongue-tied there for a minute, but hey, c'est la vie. That's the way things go. So, and just so you know, Vicky, if you ever have anything to say at any time during this show, just raise your hand, which means you can hit the ask a question button and say you'd like to speak, and we can bring you up on the stage. And there's another way to do it. There's on the right hand of your screen, you'll see what looks like a mic on a stage and a spotlight. You can hit that and also request to speak at any time during the show. So if you wish, do. Because I'd love to hear from the audience, and I do love hearing from the audience. And see, I can see what you're doing, and I thank you for the thumbs up. Cool, gotcha. Okay, so this particular poem does seem like it's all about hate and about how people of color in this country, how we feel that we should hate the people that try to tear us down just because of the color of our skin. That's it. No other reason. Just the color of our skin. So, with all the things that happen to us on a day-to-day basis, um, at my age, I still get accused of stealing. I still get followed in a store. All of these things still happen to me. People look down at me just because of the color of my skin. They think I'm going to do something just because of the color of their skin, of my skin. They lock their doors if they see me riding my bike. They lock their doors. Okay. And I'm an old guy, but yet they still lock their doors because they think I'm going to do something or steal from them or hurt them in some type of way. So, yeah, it does get frustrating for a person of color. And part of us feels like, why should we try to be kind and nice? Because I can speak for black people. Black people in general are loving people. Black people in general will go out of their way to help someone else because that's how we had to survive. That's how we do survive, by helping each other when we can. And we don't always do that, but when we can, we do that. So, what I'm getting at in this, and well, let me go down to a line, and I say, do you see what they do to us? To all our people, to all your people, to all people of all colors, to all minorities in this country of lies. Well, you can understand the country of lies, but in this country, to the blue and white eyes, the people that are racist in this country, which is not all white people. It's definitely not all white people, but there's some white people. So for them, for them to have a hatred towards anyone of color, anyone, when you really look at it and you really think about it, it's absurd. I mean, really. I mean, really. You see someone of color in their car, and that person will, I don't like them. because they're of color. You see someone in their car that maybe it's obvious that they come from another country. Maybe they're speaking another language, but immediately I don't like them. I don't like them because they're Mexican. I don't like them because they're Honduras. I don't like them because they're from Hawaii. I don't like them because they're Asian. What? That's insane. It's just insane. And I know I keep saying it's insane and it's ludicrous and it's just mind-boggling. And I write a poem like this because this hurts. This hurts that people just hate us for that reason. And in turn, we want to hate them back. But what I'm saying is we shouldn't hate them back. That's what I'm trying to say in in this poem, that their hatred towards us, and that's where I get down later in the poem in the last couple of lines, we feel this way because they hate us for the things they have done to us. And that's where I go down in the last couple of lines. And it does hurt. And we may act like it doesn't hurt. We may try to act like it doesn't affect us, but it does. It affects us every day. It affects us when we leave our homes and we have to look around to see who's watching us. When we're not doing anything but going about our day just like anyone else. But there's someone that sees us and has made an assumption about us because of the color of our skin. And if you're not a person of another color, of another nationality in this country, if you are not considered to be other in this country, can you just imagine what it would feel like if that's the way you needed to live your life? When you go to school, you have to watch out to see if someone hates you because of where you come from. It's just an awful thing. It really hates me. Hurts me. I'm sorry. Uh, we really do have to learn to love, and this show is what I try to do in this show. Let's learn to love each other. Let's listen to each other. Let's talk about food. Let's different foods we eat. I Whatever it is. Maybe we get together and talk about fishing or your hobbies or something, but just a conversation. Maybe we just talk about what was done this weekend. What did you do this weekend? Where did you go? How was that experience? Maybe talk to each other, around different holidays. If you celebrate different holidays with different foods, let's talk about that. Let's learn about each other. Because in reality, we're not that different. We're all people here. We're all human beings. We're all, well, I can say I'm a loving person. All of us are not loving people. I really am a loving person. But it's my hope that we all could be loving people and learn to embrace each other, live in the same neighborhoods. Because we don't do that now. We're all segregated. Some of that was by design. Some of that is because people of color will only feel safe around people of color. Because if they live somewhere where they're the only person of color, uh, they could be attacked in different types of ways. Um, Different types of ways. I've had friends that moved to a neighborhood where uh, they were the only black person there, and people would leave nasty notes on their mailbox. And there was always something happening to them just out of the blue. Just out of the blue. Cars getting scratched up, keyed and all of that. Just weird stuff. Um, if they have a cookout, just a regular cookout. Everybody has cookouts in their backyard. And someone in the neighborhood would call the police on them. They weren't doing anything uh, out of the ordinary. They had a cookout in their backyard, and the police get called. And not because the music was too loud or anything. It's just that there was too many black people there. The neighborhood felt threatened. Oh, insane, insane, insane. So this is going to be a short show tonight because it's hard to talk about this stuff all the time. And again, that's why I only do this show every other week because it is difficult to talk about this stuff. Let's see. I'll go back to covering, please, if anyone's listening, if you didn't hear the information before, there's a poetry slam, and it is sponsored by Poetic People Fighting Racism and the Really Charlie podcast. If you wish to enter, just email reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com. We need the title of your poem. We need your email address, your first and last name, and your phone number, and you will be entered.
And where they're from, city,
And
state.
whether, yes, in your city and state. Yeah. So no
And you get 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you should have done this whole thing. Yeah. You get 5 minutes on stage, 5 minutes on stage to do your poem, and then you get cut off. You hear the buzzer. Bang! But it'll probably be a calm type bell.
And it is a judged contest as well.
Yes, we will have several judges there to judge your poetry. So none of the judges have anything to do with any of the contestants. So this will be a fair poetry slam. So, and in the event there is a tie, we will have a impartial tiebreaker person there, which will remain unnamed. All right. So we're going to start closing out this show. And that's actually what I was just doing, closing out the show. Let me see if my notes, and is there anything else I needed to say? And I don't think so. I thought I wrote down the artist of this song, and I did. I just found it. And the song I used, well, we know what this one is called because I play it all the time. This one is called Choral by 29 Beats. 29 Beats, and that came from beatstars.com. And the song I played for my poem was called Undead by Phantom. Undead by Phantom. So check them out too. And they also came off of BeatStars. Actually, the next show is the Poetry Slam. So that is what my next show will be, and I will be the MC. And I'm looking forward to that. So I hope a lot of people enter because I love to hear other people's poetry. So, cool. That's about it. So with that, I thank you, Vicky, for hanging the whole show, hanging out with me. I loved having you here. I hope you come to the Poetry Slam and to other shows that I have every other week. And also check out my other show, The Soul Reader, and that's every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And it just happens that I am a psychic natural born empath. And I think I might have a request. Is that correct, Jill? Let's see. No, she said thank you. Okay, got that. You're welcome. Okay. So that is about the So I also have a show called The Soul Reader. I am a psychic natural born empath, and I do free readings on that show. And I focus on your soul, on reading your soul, and hopefully I can help you with any concerns you have. So until next time, this is Anthony Cordova, Tony C, the man about love. Catch you next time.